It sucks. My wrist is still not 100% yet. I just started climbing, but very slowly, and we can't really stick to the schedule of the Road to Tokyo episodes that we had. But I came up with a backup plan, and it's silence. The most important route of my climbing career so far, and it's probably the climb that I'm the proudest about. And even though I'm really happy with the documentary that we did about silence, there's just still so many topics that I wanted to talk about. So now I'm taking the advantage that I cannot climb, and we will take a little bit closer look at the whole route. I've been climbing for 20 years, and silence is definitely the thing that I'm proudest about. Silence is located in mid-Norway in the beautiful region of Flatanger, and I've been going there since 2012. I love it here in Flatanger, not only because of the climbing, but because of the wild nature around. I bolted and cleaned silence, back then it was so-called Project Heart, in 2013. It was complete mystery for me whether I could ever do it or not. So I spent here another week now in July, and it's been interesting progress. I could see that there were some holes, but I had no idea how to use them. In theory, I knew that with these holes it should be somehow climbable, but I had no idea how. For the most of the time, I was not really trying the whole route. All I was interested was the crux section. That is why I used a fixed rope to get to the start of the crux. How the hell could I use those holes to make them work? Then I had an idea, no matter how crazy and foolish it looked. Maybe I could try to climb the whole crux, just feet first, hanging upside down. I invested more time into it, and it did turn out to be that this could be the way. By no means easy, but at least I could see the light in the end of the tunnel. The only way how to proceed was to throw my foot way above my head and try to jam it inside the crack. This foot jam is absolutely essential. It makes it possible to use holds which are actually not really holds, like this one finger lock. This toe jam has to be absolutely perfect, because you have to make 6 moves while you still have this toe jam completely stuck. First couple of days were quite frustrating. I was dealing with different issues on the crux one, the hardest moves on the whole route. My foot didn't really want to get stuck in this crack, but then finally yesterday I managed to link from right below the crux one all the way to the top. So to me this is a 9B plus link, probably even one of the hardest routes I've ever done, but it's still not a route yet. The real route needs yet to be done, which means going down from the ground and adding around 8B climbing to the start where I started yesterday. The crux itself was on the absolute limit of my capabilities, but still you have to get there by climbing 25 meters in steep overhang. Well, the solution was to increase my ability to hang upside down in an E-bars. With more training, I increased my strength in the calf so I could hang in the knee bar upside down instead of 10 or 20 seconds up to 2 or 3 minutes. Those 2 or 3 minutes made it possible for me to have enough power to have the chance to climb through the crux. After many weeks of trying, I had the route perfectly dialed. Well, this footage might look like that it's not a real-time speed, but it is. I was just sprinting up the wall from knee bar to knee bar. Today was my first try ever from the ground. The good thing is that I was really close to sending it. Frustrating thing was that I made a little mistake which caused me to fall. The next day I did not really feel that this could be the day. I felt a little tired, conditions were not 100%, but I just climbed really well. Better than ever, maybe. I just climbed through the crux like if it was almost nothing, like effortless. Everything was like automatic, without thinking, bam! I always visualized that once I'm done with the crux 1, I'm not going to fall. But here I am, and I'm nervous. I don't almost want to be here. It's just too much pressure. Wait, do you think that anyone can just come up and say, well, I've established the next 9C? Yes, it is possible, but that person would probably not get any credibility. When I gave it 9C, I really tried to make sure that this is the real 9C. Well, if somebody else comes and says that this is 9B, that would be the most embarrassing thing in the world for me. Now my next challenge is qualifying for the Olympics. Even though the world of outdoor climbing and the competitions is very different, the challenge of performing under the pressure and working hard for your goal is the same. And I'm sure I learned a lot in silence. And even some of the things can definitely be very useful, even in Tokyo. What about the grade? Well, every route in the world has its grade. 9C is currently the hardest grade in the world. It does not need any committee or referee to accept the estimated grade. It is up to the first person that climbs it to decide which grade the route will get. The route itself doesn't go all the way to the top of the cave, which might look pretty strange. It is not possible to continue unless you stop, wait for your belayer and climb the second part as a second pitch. So that was silence, and I hope that the next week I'll be back in the full climbing mode, and stay tuned for the next episode.